Thank you for anyone who is joining live, anybody who's watching it on the replay. By the way, let us know in the chat if you are here live, maybe where you're watching from. One of the cool things is, that Brad and I are coming here from California, but this is really a global community. We have a fantastic Telegram community that we are very excited to share this discussion with. So let us know where you're watching from and if you've already joined the Telegram community or if you're about to join our Telegram community. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce really kind of the star of our discussion here today, of course, Brad. So this is Brad Yasar, who is the founder and CEO of EQIFi, a leading global DeFi platform. And Brad, you have, I think, so much to talk about. I can imagine people could have questions for hours and hours, but we have handpicked some questions from our Telegram community for us to chat about today. But a little bit of background on Brad here is that, an entrepreneur, investor, mentor, advisor, kind of a pioneer in blockchain technology. So I know I'm excited to have you answer some of these questions today. And then just a little intro on myself is I'm Ariana Escalante, and I have the privilege of being on the EQIFi team as a creative producer. And so we're just going to, kind of chat here. So Brad, first of all, thanks for being here. And how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Brad, can I see what that t-shirt is that you're wearing? Oh yeah. I love it. Representing. Very good.
Yep.
So, as we kind of dive in here, I want to just mention to people that, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, feel free to hop into the chat and ask any additional questions, any thoughts or comments, and we're happy to circle back and see if we can answer some of those, whether or not on this live or just in a future live. We're really kind of wanting to gather your feedback, your questions, and, be having these kind of ongoing conversations to answer all your questions. But Brad, if you are ready, let's just hop into the first one, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay. So let's talk about EQX. I know this is such a hot topic for good reason. How can someone buy EQX and why should they be buying it now?
Well, EQX is our native token on the platform, and it's been doing quite well since we did our first release in last August. Aside from all the benefits it provides for the users of the platform, it's been a quite interesting token to have in your wallet, just because the markets have been, as you might have seen, uh, struggling in the
Mhm.
past month or so, whereas we have only gone up and protected our price point. So I think as an uncorrelated asset to the market, because it represents what we're doing, what we're building, and not so much the speculative movements of the crypto market. I find it very interesting to have in my portfolio, and of course I'm biased because we created it, and I'm very proud of it. But even without that bias, it is a good diversification opportunity. Why should people care? Why should people buy it, hold it? Obviously, the main idea is our platform. It has a lot of utility on the platform and allows you to experience the platform in a much more beneficial fashion. You get better rates, higher returns, some privileged products like bank cards and bank accounts, and access to those in advance of the general public. So there's always that element of, if you go to equifi.com and you like one of our products or one of the services we provide, and you want to experience it, it becomes a better experience if you're a token holder. Now, if you're not, you can still try out the platform and see if if you like the things we've built, if they benefit you. But I highly encourage people to experience it at a higher tier, which is only possible with tokens.
Hmm. Yeah, and you mentioned, all the great benefits, on EQIFi, and I think with EQX specifically, one of those great benefits is passive income. Can you kind of talk, about how EQX can help create a passive income stream for someone?
Yes, yes. So I think the best way to look at it is, we have yield products, and the yield products have, obviously different categories that each tier experiences in. So the simplest way to correlate EQX with a higher yield is, the difference between, a tier zero user on the platform and a, tier four user is considerable. So there you can just go look at the products and how they scale up with different tiers, and see that there's direct correlation there between holding EQX and the return you would get from the yield product. Aside from that, we have a very generous staking program. So if you want to participate, if you want to contribute, be a part of the community, be a stakeholder, but you haven't quite found the product that you want to
Mhm.
use on the platform, you can still stake your EQX and earn just passive income on that, which is again, a very decent return compared to what you would earn with a checking account or a savings account or a CD product. Just because we are a licensed and regulated entity, we don't necessarily see ourselves competing with the crazy APYs of the unknown anonymous DeFi projects. Those are nice if you want to gamble. It's like going to Vegas and winning a really big hand, or playing the lottery where you play it for years and years and years and maybe you win, and that's wonderful. It's life changing. Um, there are those projects out there, and some people are interested in that kind of risk reward system. For us, it's that's not it. We like sustainable, we like consistent, and we want to put people's minds at ease that, um, you know when we promise a return, when we announce something, that it is going to be delivered. It's going to be delivered as long as we're in existence, and there's nothing to worry about there. It's not a fly
Mhm.
by the night kind of operation. So I think those are really good ways to earn passive income. There are a lot of people new to crypto. For them, obviously, the first step would be to get on the platform, learn a little bit. We're all about education, and then maybe buy EQX as their first asset, crypto asset, and use it on the platform to earn passive income. Put it in yield product, stake it, and start seeing those passive returns where they don't have to do anything. It's much higher and better than any other bank can offer them, and it's a really good opportunity. And if you're on the other side of the token and you already have crypto and you're a long-term holder hodler, you're not interested in necessarily speculating. Again, our yield product, our staking programs, even the lending products we have, where you can still lend those assets that you've accumulated and you want to hold long term, and start earning a passive income on them without you having to do anything. So you can do
Mhm.
you know, go about your day, do your job, whatever you do for a living, and then have that income accumulating over there
Mhm.
through our platform.
And what's so great, I think, is that there's a variety of staking opportunities with EQX. So, depending on your experience level, like you mentioned, depending on your appetite, depending on your risk tolerance, there's really just, so many options. But, across the board, do you have any kind of timeline that you recommend if somebody is going to be investing in and then staking those EQX tokens? How long should I plan to kind of, hang in there to see some of those really impressive returns?
Well, impressive return is a relative term. Again, some of our audiences are in DeFi, so
Mhm.
the returns that impress you and I may not be that impressive for them. But I think a good horizon is always year. In banking and finance, a year cycle is a good starting point because
Mhm.
you are giving the markets to do what they're going to do and go through a full cycle. You are giving the products to normalize returns, because when you have market rate products, depending on what the market is doing, they go up, they go down. Even the best investment strategies sometimes have months that are negative. So if you go in and you're anxious to see your um, 100, 200, 500% return
Mhm.
on your investment, and your horizon is 2 weeks, you're probably handicapping yourself a little too aggressively. That's not going to happen. If your horizon is 2 months, you may catch a good cycle and you may see some returns, but again, is that enough? Is that realistic? um, I feel most comfortable when I'm investing, and when I'm using any kind of passive income products or services, to give that product a couple years, and
Mhm.
then, you know with patience, you see really good results. I mean, this is pretty much the case for any asset, not just
Mhm.
EQX, not just our
Mhm.
platform. People who bought in Bitcoin at $1 and then uh, rushed to sell it when it was $3 never saw it hit $100. People who
Mhm.
got in at 100 and sold it at 80 because it was going down and they were panicking, never saw the $1,000. Well, Bitcoin is at 40 something $1,000 now. So
Yeah.
had they waited a few more years, they would have realized some gains, and considerable gains in Bitcoin's case. But this
Mhm.
is usually the journey of a new asset, and a newer platform. Things mature, and then the value is established, and it keeps growing. So I think a safe bet at a minimum would be a year. 2 3 years is of course much more advantageous, because
Mhm.
we just launched in August, and we're improving and making things much more interesting, and the returns much more interesting too, with every iteration of the platform, of the products, even in the back end where no one sees any difference. We're constantly working on things, making things more uh, better returns, and more efficient. So um, a year to 3 years would be a safe horizon. If people don't have that kind of patience, I always recommend just watch and see what's happening until you feel confident to get into a new asset, or a new asset class.
Mhm.
Don't just jump in head first and then start stressing about your monthly or weekly finances and worry about things, but
Mhm.
be in it for the long term.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for that. Let's maybe shift over to the metaverse. This is obviously a very hot topic as of late. I would love to hear what are your thoughts on the metaverse?
um well, I love the metaverse, and I've been a gamer all my life. So finding yourself lost, immersed in a completely virtual and different environment, and enjoying that experience with other people has always been a big appeal for me, and I know it is for others too. With the emergence of different blockchains, different companies creating their own pieces of the metaverse, and now with play to earn, people being able to actually draw economic value from it is, I think, very exciting. That's groundbreaking, and it's even more exciting for us with EQIFi, because our mission was to be the bridge between traditional banking and decentralized finance.
Mhm.
Then, by extension, uh, realized we need to connect all the blockchains together. So we want to be the bridge between value transfer between different blockchains. Obviously, there are exchanges where you can do that, but those are very cumbersome, and you constantly have to create accounts and do KYC AML and get verified and re-verified, and
Mhm.
it's an arduous process. Whereas um, we see a future where the metaverse is all interconnected,
Mhm.
and you can buy something in Decentraland and sell it in another metaverse, and just transfer the value around as you need, including in your real life, where you work in a metaverse, you make some money, and then you go to McDonald's and buy a burger, or
Mhm.
or, or have a meal, or pay your rent. So in
Mhm.
order to create that network, that financial network, we're very excited to be the DeFi platform, the bank that connects all the pieces of the metaverse together with the outside world. So someone can have a debit card that is both an NFT in the metaverse and
Mhm.
is a physical card in the physical world. So the value on it, regardless of where you created it, whether you worked hard in a physical labor job, or whether you worked hard in the metaverse programming something, doing a chore, you can use it interchangeably, and that's the future we're trying to build.
Yeah, and speaking of the future of EQIFi and the metaverse, and how we'll be able to use all of these tools in that, can you speak to what plans EQIFi might have in the metaverse, both in the maybe the near term and the long term?
Well, we're going to connect everyone. So, what does that mean? Depending of the nature of the metaverse partner we have, we plan to have a presence in that realm. Some metaverses are only interactable through a computer or a screen. So there, you're gonna have an experience where maybe you walk up to the EQIFi building, or EQIFi kiosk, and be able to use the local currency of the metaverse and exchange it for anything else. Maybe euros, and you go buy food, or you're going to be able to use your card in the metaverse to buy something, and it's going to be debited from your USD account.
Mhm.
So that's the lowest hanging fruit, connecting metaverses and real life financially. And then we want to expand from there. There are other metaverses that are AR, VR enabled, so it's more immersive. Then, do we do another building, or do we do a zone that you can go to and interact with the products and services with your hands, like in 3D all around you? I mean, literally, sky is the limit on
Mhm.
how much we can evolve the interactions you can have with our products and services, depending on what the environment allows us to do. The long term vision, of course, is to be the bank of the metaverse. So we're in talks with all of the metaverses that exist now, and a couple of the up and coming ones, to build those partnerships, to be the ecosystem partner they need for their financial transactions. And I think that's going to be probably the mid to long term goal, to connect everyone seamlessly, so they come to EQIFi regardless of whether they do it on their phone, on their computer, on their VR set, and allow them to have their passive income, earn a yield, stake, contribute to liquidity pools, put their savings and the value they created to use in ways that they are unable to do right now. Like
Mhm.
right now, if you earn tokens in a play to earn model, um, you just have tokens in that playing to earn
Mhm.
game. Then you need to find an exchange to exchange those tokens to another currency. Then you need to exchange that currency, if it's not a stable coin, probably to a stable coin to preserve the value. Then if you want to go buy food with it, you need to exchange it again to a fiat currency, and then load it to send it to your bank, load it to your card, and access it. We want to remove all those steps and allow you to play your game, earn the tokens, go and have lunch,
Hmm.
and everything else on the back end, we take care of it for you. It's a
Hmm.
seamless transition. So that's the long term goal. Another probably long term goal is create new products and services that are needed by the metaverse. So when the metaverses first started, land in the metaverse was not that expensive. I mean,
Hmm.
for those who are familiar, you can buy virtual land in metaverses. It could be waterfront, it could be on an island, it could be in a city, just like the real life. But as those specific projects got more and more desirable and populated, the prices of that land skyrocketed.
Hmm.
So 3 years ago, there wasn't a lot of land that would require a mortgage.
Hmm.
Ethereum was very affordable. Uh, the other tier one tokens were very affordable. Land was a few tokens each, so you could scoop up a lot of land with a couple $1,000s. Now there's waterfront virtual properties that are in the millions. So there is an opportunity to have mortgages, virtual mortgages on in the metaverse. And again, that's a product that's going to be specific to the metaverse, where if you want to buy something but you can afford it, we're going to have a mortgage loan product for you to enable that, because there is economic activity there. The metaverse benefits from it. We benefit from it. You benefit from it because you get what you want. So there's interesting things like that um, that are gonna pop up, and we see a lot of opportunities, both in the access uh, angle, where people can access the value they created regardless of the metaverse or real life environment. That's going to be big. And then of course lending, borrowing, and transactions, that's going to be very interesting too, and we're building products to be on the forefront of all those things.
As far as the near term goes, I mean, this is so exciting to see all of this, I think, play out over the next several years. But we just entered 2022. Is there anything that you can share with us that we should be on the lookout for, whether in the metaverse with EQX or EQIFi as a whole, as we move further into 2022?
Well, I don't want to ruin the surprise that the marketing team has been working so hard to put on a schedule. But I think the most awaited uh, thing from us is debit cards, physical debit cards, and of course NFT counterparts, and that's gonna become a reality this year, which I'm very excited about. The second most requested and awaited thing from us was full mobile integration, um, because of the decentralized nature of some of our products, we were not 100% mobile compatible, and we're working on that because a lot of our users are on mobile devices and they want to have a native seamless experience, which is why we started EQIFi.
Mhm.
So that's going to be very exciting. Again, we're going to be 100% mobile compatible and friendly this year. And probably finally, everyone is asking for a big exchange listing for the token with high volumes. And as I have been saying, all those conversations are moving along nicely, and that's going to come this year too. Obviously, the dates and everything, when they firm up, the marketing team will announce them
Mhm.
as appropriate. So I don't want to go into specific timing of things, but as far as hitting our milestones, we're on track. We did quite well for 2021, although we only had 5 months of the year after launch, and had some very aggressive goals. We hit two of our out of three goals, uh,
Excellent.
and finished the year very happy about the progress that we were able to have in 2021. Now 2022, we have the whole year, so I expect twice as good results, if not better.
I agree. I agree. Well, thank you so much, Brad. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave our wonderful Telegram group with today?
No, I mean, this is our first EQIFi AMA. We'd love your participation, of course. So if you have any questions that you would like us to touch up on, talk about, anything that you would want to see discussed,
Mhm.
um, please let us know. We're doing these things to inform you, to keep the connections alive. I apologize to everyone who has direct messaged me on Telegram and did not get a response back. It's very difficult to do the job that I'm expected to do, and then be on Telegram watch 24/7 to talk to everyone and answer their questions. And I know sometimes it gets frustrating, and they want to see someone from the C-level team respond as quickly as possible. But I think if we can have these AMAs regularly, and the questions are submitted during, or even better before, we can answer all those things, and they can even have the specific C-level executive. If it's a tech question, we'll have Joanna. If it's a marketing question, we'll have Frank, and so on and so forth. So I think this is a really good forum, and I hope people actually use it to and benefit from it, and we're just excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, everything has been fascinating and very fun, I think, to discuss with you today. So thanks again for your time. And again, thank you to everybody who's watching, whether live or on the replay. And we would also just remind everybody to hop into Telegram, like Brad was saying, and let us know your questions, give feedback, anything that you would like us to focus one of these conversations on in the future. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to cater, these conversations to your questions. So jump on Telegram, visit us over on equifi.com as well. And we hope to see you all very soon. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ariana.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.